On my way back from checking some of the stickies, I put some Appy Life VAR into some of these colonies and looking for two things. I'm looking for a mite drop and I'm looking for a brood shutdown. I am getting a little bit of pushback from some beekeepers on combining treatments together, and I understand that. I have Apivar in the colonies and I have Thiamol now in the colonies, and the pushback is you shouldn't be mixing treatments together like that. You don't know how it affects the one treatment, you don't know how it affects the bees. Well, I'm pretty much at the point right now that the Apivar doesn't seem to be knocking the mites down the way I need them to be knocking the mites down. So I need to bring something else in, and grasping at straws here. So that colony that I had a sticky on, 8% shake. The Apivar has been in there for quite a while, so it should not be at 8%. I put the Thiamol in, and I had a sticky underneath, and there's hundreds of mites on that sticky. And it's not like a typical sticky where I could count the squares. I was losing count. There's so many down there, like probably 400, maybe 500 mites on that monitoring sticky board. So if I'm looking at a colony, let's say this one is a little bit smaller, 15,000 bees at an 8% mite shake, so there'd be roughly 1,200 mites in that colony. And over the last week, I've knocked down 400 to 500. So that shake, I didn't take a shake because I don't have it here, but just simple math is telling me that 3% infestation has been knocked onto the sticky. So it's going down from 8% to 5%. So that's still not good enough, but that's a knockdown, which is good. That's what I need. I was looking through the nest and I found the queen. Nice, sexy little queen. She's still laying just a little bit of a nest. Like, I have a lot of syrup pressure on, so they're backfilling all that empty space. There's not a lot of space for brood, but about the size of a melon. Just, like cantaloupe or honeydew or whatever. And she's laying out of the eggs, and there's some capped brood emerging. But I noticed that the bees are pulling out the larva, or the larvae is being pulled out of the cells. So I think this is ending the brood nest, which I have syrup on the colonies and they're following suit. This is my last feed round. I'm going to keep the syrup to them with pails just to make sure that nest stays plugged out, because I want all these mites to be phoretic so I can then target them here coming into October with oxalic vapor and hit them twice with oxalic vapor to see if I can get those counts down even further. So these counts are too high. Their damage is probably already done. The clusters look good and consistent, and that's typically what you want to see, is consistency within the apiary. But as time goes on here into October, I'm anticipating the nest to shrink as some of the summer population, flies off, and we're left with a defined winter nest when we'll be going into winter. And with the mite damage, I'm not sure how healthy these winter bees are, but I know for damn certain that if I don't get these mites off the bees, zap the life out of them, and the colony will be lights out. My threshold's 2%. Anything over 2%, I'm thinking good luck. And here I'm toying with 8%. I'm about to drive out to a yard that I tested at 10%, just to see if I'm getting any drop in that yard. But I'm doing absolutely everything I can, grasping at straws here just to get mite drop. And if that's going to mean that I have to synergize some of these treatments, then there isn't any other option.